Hey everyone, it's me, Ariel Adrian, and today we're going to talk about the America First candidates that are running in 2021 to 2022. First, I'm going to talk about Jim Carlin. He presents himself as a fresh and new candidate to replace Chuck Grassley, who is the U.S. Senator for Iowa. Chuck Grassley has been in the Senate since 1976. He would be a fresh addition to the Senate if he gets elected. Jim Carlin claims that he is better than Chuck Grassley because Chuck had passed the infrastructure bill and seems to not side with President Trump. He also spoke about the teaching of transgenderism in Iowa schools as well.
And the interesting thing is they always go after little kids.
Yeah.
They always go after little kids because little kids are the easiest to define. They're like little baby birds. They gobble up everything like it's the truth, and they want to indoctrinate them early. When serving in the house, I didn't think parents should not know that their kids were being told about transgender stuff at the age of 4. That's happening here in Iowa.
In that same video, Stu Peters accuses Chuck Grassley of depopulating rural America. Jim Carlin also believes that the government needs to be audited as well. He is also for medical choice for COVID-19. He doesn't trust Chuck Grassley because he voted for the infrastructure bill. He adds that it is going to affect seniors with fixed incomes. Second, I'm going to talk about Candace Taylor. She's the Republican candidate for governor in Georgia in 2022. She portrays herself as working class and has a basic Republican platform. She's a proud educator and believes that it is important to her. She does not believe that woke education should be the thing. She's a fresh alternative to the scandal-ridden Vernon Jones, who has been accused of racism and dalliances with women. I love Candace's anti-establishment credentials. Her anti-establishment credentials are shown in fighting for election integrity. It is all documented in Stu Peters what had happened with Vernon Jones.
But there's another even darker side to Vernon Jones. Vernon Jones, the sexual predator. As it turns out, Vernon Jones has victimized many women throughout his life. But today we're going to focus on one case in particular from 2004. Late that year, Vernon Jones raped a woman during a party at his house. That case never went to trial, not because he was innocent, but because Vernon Jones's corrupt administration and corrupt police department successfully covered it up by intimidating the victim. And we know that because we interviewed a prosecutor who was there for the whole thing.
Next, I will talk about Michael Cisco for Congress. He is running as a candidate for the West Virginia 1st Congressional District. I love his SARS persona and Orthodox faith. He had a brief stint in the National Guard. He is running as a strong pro-union candidate. He feels that immigration is too high and his Republican opponent is not doing anything about it. He also called out Alex Mooney for being for the intervention in Cuba. He is friends with Shanika Hollingsworth and has worked in the campaign of Lauren Witzke. He is also fighting against LGBT indoctrination as well. It has shown that he isn't a neocon. I love how he is running to fix West Virginia's economy. Next, I'm going to talk about Andrew McCarthy. He is running in the NY24 Congressional District. He is primarying John Katko because he voted to impeach Trump. He is an Air Force veteran as well. John Katko also voted to censor MTG, the infrastructure bill, Bannon, and the January 6th committee. I really love how he portrays himself as a Chad compared to the tired old John Katko. He also wants to stop endless wars, propose an immigration moratorium, and ending Section 230. I have problems with some of his policy positions and want to critique them. First, wanting to ban microplastics is very liberal. This is unwanted government regulation in people's lives and would probably take away other people's jobs. Environmental conservation is something that the Rockefeller Republican wing likes. He also wants a public option for healthcare. I'm asking who's going to pay for it? There is so much backlash against Obamacare, and also I'm going to share a video on Tulsi Gabbard against the infrastructure bill.
Here's the reality with the bill that they're continuing to push forward is that our government is too powerful and too big even as it is, and this bill is only going to make matters worse. The provisions in the bill are so vague that really it's going to be unelected bureaucrats who end up deciding how these provisions are implemented, and no accountability. And really it'll empower them to be able to stick their noses into every aspect of our lives, furthering this cradle-to-grave mentality of government dependence that makes us lose even more of our autonomy as we are paying for it. As government gets bigger, our wallets are getting smaller.
The public option is another government program. I really want to know about his affordable college program. I don't know if this will be funded with more taxes or not. I don't know if it will increase the cost of college as well. I feel that this program is suspect because we don't actually look into the roots, into the college debt crisis. All in all of these things would be nice for the average populist voter, except for the ban on microplastics, but not for the average fiscal conservative who lives in the Farm Belt. We simply can't afford to pay for it all, and people are tired of the government running their lives. Lastly, I'm going to talk about Carolina Serrano. She's an immigration conservative running as a congresswoman for NV04. She has been a Vegas girl since 2003. She was part of the Hispanic outreach of Donald J. Trump. She is for reducing immigration and believes that current immigration laws do not protect workers. She feels that the working class is becoming more poorer and sees that America is becoming more like Latin America. She sees that the working class is being priced out. Unlike Andrew McCarthy, she understands that inflation is costing America and is not proposing new government programs. She understands that lockdowns have cost so many businesses and doesn't want generous unemployment benefits. Thanks everyone for watching my video, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. And